What's up, y'all? It's your boy Curtis. I'm trying to jump into this YouTube and be a motivational source for pretty much everybody who need it. It's nothing but positivity. It's nothing but love. I'm trying to show that every single time. I love everybody who been supporting me, man. I appreciate all the genuine supporting, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people as supporters. Pretty much, y'all got an open mind. Y'all go getters, and y'all pretty much recognize when something is epic finna go on, right? So with that being said, I took down notes and I noted things that I pretty much wanted to share with you guys about money management. It's pretty much all traits and it's all pretty much things that you know it's common sense, but it's like um, you probably need a little bit more reinforcements because if you didn't, you probably wouldn't have voted for money management, right? So with that being said, let me dive in it. I noted I'm gonna read this all off my iPhone. So if I can't be pretty much in tune and look at the camera at the same time as I'm saying this, that's why because I noted it. I'm just pretty much trying to go over everything. So number one, I put rat race. So um, with that being said, what a rat race is, all your money earning, all pretty much all money you're earning is going straight to bills month to month, and you are not leaving any room for savings to pick to decide to invest in other profitable things or saving for the long haul. You're not going to be able to get ahead because you're repeating the same cycle and not spending money excessively. And leftovers is going directly to your bills, leaving you with the check to check and week to week urge to spend money. Try to eliminate that urge. Try to eliminate that situation. You definitely don't want to be in a week to week bind and living check to check. You definitely want to find some type of way to eliminate that. And the best way I noted to eliminate that is setting up a budget. Guess a budget. You have to pretty much be very realistic about your situation. You definitely don't want to be there for very long, and setting up a budget is the perfect tool to use to do that. And that's number two. I had that noted right now. I'm about to read pretty much what I noted about setting up a budget. I said setting up a budget can be very hard while you're in a race. How you get out of your race is essentially taking out all of the bad habits it consists of: fast food, spending money on pretty much that instead of grocery shopping, traveling places unnecessarily, wasting gas, buying things when you can't afford them. It's all about sacrificing. It's very hard. I was one of those people when I made money, I wanted to spend money. Like, who doesn't, right? When you work really hard at a job, 40 hours a week, you definitely want to see some type of benefit from doing it, right? You got to eliminate that urge. You have to end that cycle as best as you can. Be realistic to whatever flaw that you have in your budget. There are apps that help you set budget. I personally use the Personal Finance app as a great tool to set a budget. It lets you know when you exceed your budget. It also lets you manage all your bills from there. You can set up auto pay, and you can see how much of a profitable gain you are getting each week. It will track your spending and tell you if it's normal or average. It'll also monitor your credit. It pretty much do everything in one thing, like in one walk. That's the thing about personal development apps. It pretty much usually lets you do that. And the reason why I choose Mint is because it's totally free. It's no out of pocket charge or cost, and it's a very effective tool to use if you're trying to better yourself. So number three, prepare for your future. You cannot just think about today. You have to think ahead of time. You have children. You are in school, and you have a bunch of student loan debt, whatever your case may be. To start future proofing, it can be done in a short period of time. Determining how bad you want it. You may not be able to hang out every weekend with the girls or the guys. You may have to stay home, take overtime at your job to create extra cash, and you have to sacrifice notable changes that need to be made. You can eliminate so you can be so you can have a productive foreseeable future and be financially secure and stable. Set up a savings account. You get paid interest more, and it increases the more pretty much your money does. The more your money does, the more your interest does. Meaning that you can create wealth, and who do not want free money for putting away money. So that's like the biggest benefit of like having a savings account. I would say probably do it through like credit unions. That's like the best way to do it. Set up a savings account with those guys. And if you have a bank account, move it to a credit union because pretty much they pay you more for doing that. Like you would get paid higher interest rates starting out, and I think they pay you for actually coming to their bank. So that's a great thing to do. Number four, I said make a list of all your current expenses. So go through everything head to toe. Think, do you really need it? Is it accessible for me to do that and save money at the same time? That I say do it all off credit card transactions or debit cards. You need to know exactly and where you need to know exactly and what and where your money is going to. You need to see what you can cut out and what things you need to address. By doing this, you make it extremely helpful to realize all the stuff your money is going to. If you feel like you are working to pay bills and just in debt, you will eventually see why you do that. And notice that there are things that you can kill instantly and take out of your budget. Go back several months and categorize all the realistic things you actually need on a month-to-month basis. And the things you don't need, obviously take them out. And the best way you do that is to make sure that you track all of your expenses paid with either a debit or a credit card. That make it easier to track and keep up with all of your expenses. Cash can make it a lot harder to find out where your money is going because you probably don't keep up with every single receipt. And cash is just like it's a very tough thing to handle while you're trying to save money. So I'll say definitely put it into either savings or a checking account. It's that simple. So you can make it a little bit more easier to track. Five, realize the reality of your living and how you want to live. I noted that, and this is a real story. I once told a cousin of mine dealing with homelessness and hardship, do you want to be a king or do you want to be a peasant? You have to realize that you pretty much have to realize that things cannot be taken for granted. If are you living check to check, this can be a drastic situation. You can lose your job, and now the next check is not there to take care of those bills you are used to getting. You have to realize that jobs are not the most secure thing. Layoffs are possible. You don't even have to be doing anything bad or negative. You could be a great employee at the top of the food chain, such as the district manager or owner of a franchise. You can also be expendable to a company that needs to cut budgets and close shops. With that being said, anything is possible. Hardships can strike very quickly. You have to look at it this way. Do you want temporary satisfaction or do you want long-term insurance and security for a rainy day, or just to be financially stable regardless of anything that comes your way? With that being said, realistically speaking, you have to create your own financial independence and not a worry in a world. With that starts with you being very realistic about your situation and playing keep up or catch up with everybody. You will not excel. So don't try to keep up or catch up with your friends. If they ballers or they balling out of control, ask them questions of what made them ball out of control. And I guarantee you, they set a budget, they was realistic with their situation, they wanted to change their situation, and they did not like where they were at. So they did something to change it, and now they where they at. So, I mean, that's just realistic and being real. So number 6, always make sure that your income is greater than your expenses. This can be challenging. You have anything you love doing, every time you touch money, keep in mind that you cannot afford to go out of your budget you set, and you have to be realistic at all times. Remember, you have a budget to keep in mind. Positive cash flow, people. Positive cash flow. Positive cash flow. Say it with me. Positive cash flow. All right. So number 7, work for a reason, and pretty much work for a reason. So working for a reason can be a big part of why you are in financial hardships that you are in, because you're not taking your living situation as seriously as you should. You should definitely come up with some type of reason why you are working at your current job. Is it to move up? Are you happy and you settle with what you are doing? Like, what is the purpose you are trying to achieve? Once you do that, it will be easy to do do what I'm about to tell you on number 8. Number 8, set goals so that budgeting and money management can become a realistic idea. Basically, if you have no goals and no reason to set a budget, 9 times out of 10 you would never do it. You need to set some type of plans to own a car, own a home, travel across the country, have enough money to live off your expenses if you face hardship. You have to want to have a dream of doing big things. If you want to manage your money, I know you want or have some type of goal in mind. You wouldn't be doing that if basically you wouldn't be worried about money management if you didn't have some type of goal or you didn't have some type of thing that you wanted to do to manage money. So basically, keep in mind that you have goals or you have dreams. That makes it a lot easier to set goals to budget money management. And basically, 9, check your budget weekly to enforce positive cash flow. So basically, you want to check your budget weekly, and when you do that, you basically reinforce whatever spending habits that you had are gone, and you want to make sure that you are seeing some type of change from that and some type of profit gain from that. And if you're not, then obviously you still spending too much money or you went over your budget and you need to see where you went over that. And that goes back to like number 4. Basically, keep track of everything that you're doing. It's just that simple. And doing that weekly it reassures you that you're on track and you're not exceeding your budget. It also keeps that momentum going the following month, the following week. And it shows you that you're able and you're capable of thinking positive and doing positive things, and it changes your whole mindset. I'm telling you, just managing money can change a lot of bad habits. It can change everything that you're not used to pretty much doing, and you will be cool if you do that. If you do up to 9, pretty much like and reinforce that every single week, you will be good if you do everything I said before this. So number 10, that brings it to the last thing. Number 10. This is the biggest one I want to say. Track how close you are to your goals and dreams that you even set a budget for. And the reason why you want to do that is so you can set another one, and I want you to pretty much set attainable goals and dreams, right? I want you to pretty much create a mindset to want more. And once you do that, you will create the mindset of wanting more and more and more and more and more. And you will keep hitting each goal of saving money. And once you do that, you will probably have a lot of stacked up cash to have a little lead room depending on your work ethic. The whole point of money management is to finally see your worth and how much you can possibly change. And once you do that, you will start demanding more and making more changes for the better, and leads to better habits and a lot more positive changes for the better. And pretty much that's it. That's all I have for y'all. Let me read back through that. Pretty much, I'm gonna read 1 through 10 again. I'm not gonna go over it. I'm just gonna read through it. Number 1 is the rat race. That's pretty much all of your money going straight to your bills. You want to eliminate that. Number 2, you want to set a budget. You want to be very realistic about your budget so you won't keep going over whatever budget you have. Number 3, you want to prepare for your future. And the reasons why you want to prepare for your future is you just never know what can happen. 5 years from now, if you didn't save nothing in savings, you can be homeless, and then you'll be wondering like what happened. Like, you living with your mother, she can pass away. Anything crazy can happen. That's just how the world is, and you want to be prepared for that at all times. So at least be able to put down a down payment for an apartment, have a roommate if you can't afford like all the rent on your own. Something. You just got to prepare for your future. Just anything can happen. 4, make a list of all your current expenses so that the reason why I put that as pretty much number 4 and even on the list period with money management is you want to make a list of all of that so that pretty much making a budget can be easy. Like that can be like so easy and mind blowing. And then when you making a list of all your expenses and the things that you'll spend the money on, you will be like, man, I was spending money on that. Like, why was I even spending money on that in the first place, right? So basically, it's just a really effective thing to do and use. Number 5, realize the reality of how you live and how you want to live. Like I said, do you want to be a king or do you want to be a peasant? Do you want to be a queen or do you want to be Cinderella? the person that pretty much mops the floors and get told whatever to do, right? Or do you want to be the person telling people what to do, right? So you got to look at it that way. Number 6, always make sure that your income is greater than your expenses. Always do that. If you don't make sure that if you're not keeping track of that and pretty much you living above your means, then obviously you need some type of like coach or mentor. If you're not taking the budget app seriously, you need something. You need some type of guidance, some type of friend that's there to tell you like, hey man, you think you probably spent a little too much today? You know, like don't you have this bill today? You know, be honest with your friends and your people around you. If they can't pretty much respect your situation, you don't need to be around them because obviously they want you to be fake and they don't want you to be real with your situation and what you got going on. And I don't want nobody like that around me. If you see me balling out of control and you know I can't afford that, you need to pull. Hey, Kurt, you know you tripping. You can't do that. You know you got shit you got to look forward to pay. Number 7, work for a reason. And if you're not working for a reason, like what are you working for? You know, like pursue some type of something else. Like if you just working and be like, oh, I'm going to work. Like, you know, you don't have no reason. Like, what are you working for? Like, what are you working for? Is it a milestone? Is it a stepping stone? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, like work for a reason. If you're not working for a reason, then managing your money would be hard. Like, you just working and just have the spending on bad spending habits like drugs, like weed, drinking, or, you know, just partying all the time. Like, you know, you working for no reason. You working to throw away money. You got to work to put away money. And then once you start putting away money when you're working, then you will be good. Number 8, set goals that budgeting money can be realistic and basically a very achievable idea. Like you would be like, okay, I want to budget and save that money. Number 9, pretty much check your budget weekly to reinforce everything that you're doing. So number 9, you want to check your budget weekly to reinforce everything that you're doing. Number 10, track how close you are to your goals and pretty much keep setting more and more goals. And that's it. Basically, I said to send it off, I'm going to make this genuine. I want to thank all my day one supporters. I want to thank all my real people. I appreciate all y'all, family, friends, whoever supported me, strangers. I don't know y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I know my first video a little rusty. I was probably stumbling over words a little bit and stuff. I just wanted to make this so genuine, real, and authentic for y'all. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the love. Man, it's going to be more to come. I'm obviously going to probably get a little bit better at this. This is like public speaking in a way, and I'm kind of like standoffish. But when it's an opportunity to help people, that's what I'm best at. And I'm going to try my best to get better at this, perfect my craft. It'll be a time that I don't even need this iPhone, and I'll be able to pretty much do this naturally. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys stick with me through this journey. I'm going to practice this. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to buy the equipment to do this with, as far as like a camera, a little camera stand, the lighting angles, and all. I'm going to have all of that stuff. It's going to be on deck. I'm going to make sure that I take this serious because I really do want to get on top of all this and help people, man. I appreciate this. Follow my business page, Curtis McCullum. I'm going to have all that in the description. I appreciate it. Peace out.